Howdy, I'm Ross Llewellyn. I'm here outside Atlanta, Georgia, at the site of something pretty scary. Behind me is the largest monument to the Confederacy there is, the relief sculpture in the side of Stone Mountain depicting 3 figures from the Civil War and their 3 horses who were probably less racist. The first attempt at this scar on America and on the geological community was in the 1920s by a KKK friend who was so unpleasant that he was fired soon after. He continued his pattern of carving away at native land in South Dakota with Mount Rushmore. After a few delays, world wars, and notably some pesky civil rights victories, the Georgia government was very interested in finishing this important and oppressive work, so they bought this whole place. Then, in the ancient times of the late 60s and early 70s, it was done. A tribute to white supremacy, venerating long-dead figures from a lost cause and lost war just over a century after the defeat. But Ross, you aren't asking, what's so scary about white supremacy? Well, besides the persistent inequities perpetuated by racist bigotry, both overt and subtle, that, for example, provokes violence towards people of color, reduces their political power and education prospects, stifles their generational wealth, pushes them away from wherever white people want to be, and marginalizes their voices, besides the fact that this carving is a product of and a maintainer of a spirit of white exceptionalism, I've got a personal reason it's scary. It's because I can imagine myself fitting right into that relief, wrapping myself up in these towering figures of great accomplishment, never mind that they were losers. I see how easy it is to get lost in a cause so vague enough to be about heritage and courage, but specific enough to chase down runner Ahmaud Arbery on the coast. I know how satisfying a notion of superiority can feel until it kills Rayshard Brooks at a Wendy's over by the zoo. This place and this narrative pulls people. They rally here. They're attracted to it like a Junji Ito horror story. There are visions of a future where this is slowly covered in green vines and foliage, where the flags are less evocative of a fight to own half of the park's visitors. The chairman of the group that controls the park's direction is, as of April and for the first time ever, black. But change is so slow, and so until then, more like work of fart, am I right?